Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spring Break 2019 special Fort Walton Beach Business Forum. I'm Ted Corcoran from the Fort Walton Beach Chamber of Commerce. And again, as a reminder, Matt Turpin, our chair of the board, could not be here today. He's traveling around the world promoting Bank of England Mortgage. But I do want to share, we just saw the First Friday Coffee with West Fell, which was spectacular. Well done, West. Paradise Promotions. Got a lot of great events coming up. Now, I want to focus on the Gulfview, that brand new, recently moved building in downtown, opening sometime in late April or early May, as it will be a welcome center and the Billy Bowlegs Pirate Festival Museum and lots of other fun things. We had an event a couple of weeks ago. We had special guests. We had some Air Commandos. We had Lt Col Dick Cole, the last surviving Doolittle Raider, and we had about 150 of our Gulfview enthusiasts who got to experience the very first night the Gulfview was opened after remodeling. RJ, let's roll that tape and see how fabulous the Gulfview is. On behalf of the Greater Fort Walton Beach Chamber of Commerce, we are honored that you're here today. It is a celebration of Fort Walton Beach's history that more than likely we will never capture again. We wanted to have an event for the Gulfview for our distinguished guests that are arriving here. This Gulfview was originally built in 1903. In 1906, it opened as a fishing lodge. From 1913 to 1986, it was a hotel. From 1986 rough to 1996, it had various transformations. And from 1996 to about 2005, it was renovated and saved from the wrecking ball the first time by the Junior League. And now, 3 years later, after we started again, it has moved here to its new home in downtown Fort Walton Beach. And you were the first people to visit the building, which is exciting. And we wanted you to see it in its naked form, so you could see the floors, and you could see the walls, and you could see the attention to detail on this grand old building here, which we are extremely proud of. I do want to give you just an outline of what will be happening in about mid-April or early May. Is this room here that we're in, the majority of us, will be the Billy Bowlegs Pirate exhibit, as run by the William Augustus Bowles Foundation. Matt Turpin and the gang will be over here. We're going to have a welcome center back on the other side of the door. And in the room behind there, there's a room, a closed room, that'll be the Gulfview Museum and a small gift shop. And over here in this room will be a conference area, which will be showing on a regular basis. I hope you had a chance to see it today. The 60-minute historical documentary of Fort Walton Beach that our friend Ryan Christian from RGC Media created. It's absolutely spectacular, featuring interviews with Sissy Weiniger, Lily, and others in the room. So if you have a chance, take a look at that. But that's the flow of the room here. And then upstairs, there are 9 offices, all of which are filled, and the people are very excited. So that's kind of a feel for what the Gulfview will be. It'll now be the showpiece, certainly we feel, for downtown Fort Walton. We're very, very proud and honored that you all helped contribute to saving this building, because there were those who said, knock it down, forget about history. But not you! And we're grateful for you, and we're grateful for the City Council who voted to save this building. And again, this is the first official party today, and we're honored that you're here. So we were going to have that party on its own. We were going to invite you all to look at the building and have this great food by the Magnolia Grill, and wine by Twisted Grape, and beer by Props. They were all going to be here. We were going to have that party. And then all of a sudden, our folks at Hurlburt said, hey, guess what we're doing? We're going to celebrate Operation Thursday on Tuesday, March 5th. We said, woo. Wouldn't it be really fun if we could invite those distinguished guests to our event here? And we have combined the history here and had a wonderful opportunity to experience not only the saving of the Gulfview, but the recognizing of these incredible heroes that are here with us today. So I'm honored now to introduce Denny Ulkstrom. Close enough, Ulkstrom, who is the author of Dick Cole's War and Project 9, 2 books that are available for sale here today, to give us an overview of these fine, distinguished gentlemen we have. Denny?
Sure. Thanks, Ted. I appreciate it a lot. Hi. Hey. Thanks very much. First of all, I just want to thank you for this invitation to be able to share the stories of these 3 American heroes from the greatest generation. Yeah. Today, as Ted said, we are celebrating the 75th anniversary of Operation Thursday, which most of you are scratching body parts going, what the heck is that, right? Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel any better, this is Tuesday, but the original Operation Thursday was on Sunday. So you should feel a lot better about that. But still, what was it? Okay, it was the first aerial invasion of a country. okay, by a group we now know as the first Air Commandos. And of course, if you drive by Hurlburt out here, you know about the Air Commandos. You can't live in Fort Walton Beach without knowing something about the Commandos. So, what were they? Well, they were a secret group. So I can't tell you any more about them. What they did do was to take, he got that. They took a group of British special forces into Burma, about 150 to 200 miles behind Japanese lines, over 8,000-foot mountains out of Assam, India, into Burma, so that these gentlemen could operate behind the enemy lines in terms of doing harassment, blowing up bridges, just the stuff that soldiers do to have a good time. Okay, they did one heck of a job. The way they were going to do this, though, was to take them, the British troops, in by glider. Yeah, a glider is one of those airplanes with no engines. Okay, and it's a lot like, I said this earlier today, it's a lot like flying an airplane, except it's quieter. The major problem with a glider, though, is that there aren't any go-arounds. Okay, and did I mention that they were going to take them over and release them into clearings in the jungle at night? With no markings at all, no lights on the ground, no anything? That's what they did. Because they were American Air Commandos and said, yeah, we can do that. You want us to do what? So yeah, we can do that. Okay, and they did. Okay, it was pretty successful. They ended up doing what they intended to do. They had a force of fighters and bombers and transports and light transports, and as I said, the gliders as well. They were there for several months until the monsoon season began in earnest in Burma, and that's where it dumps about 200 inches of rain, whether it needs to or not. The mountains and the jungles turn into swamps, and they lived through all of that. So let me introduce them, if that's okay. You want to know who these guys are? Let's do that. Yeah, okay. So let's start right here. This gentleman is Lieutenant Colonel Richard Eugene, Cole. Okay? So yeah, Dick Cole was an Air Commando. He did a couple of other things during the war, if I can recall what they might have been. Oh yeah, he flew the hump for a year. Yeah, and there was something. Oh, he did fly another combat mission at one point. Against Tokyo, I think. Didn't you take off a ship or take off from a ship? Okay, so he was Doolittle's co-pilot in the raid on Tokyo. The last one, unfortunately, of those 80 gallant men. Dick is 103 years old. Next to Lieutenant Colonel Cole is former Staff Sergeant Pat Murray. Okay, Pat was a gunner on one of the B-25. I guess we'd call them a gunship today because they had a 75mm cannon in the nose of them that tended to stop that plane whenever they shot it, or at least it seemed like it. So Pat was there for Operation Thursday, and we're awfully glad that he's still here to tell his stories about all of that, because a lot of those folks didn't come home. And next to Pat is Bill Cartwright. Bill was an L1, that is a liaison light plane pilot, okay, with the 1st Air Commandos. Okay. So I've briefly summarized what happened, and I think we're going to be standing by if anybody's interested to talk to these gentlemen. Okay, and there might be a book or two if you're interested in that as well. So I think if you have any questions now, probably if you'll just save those until ask the gentleman directly, that might be the best course of action. I'm awfully glad, as I said, to be here today, And I want to say hello to General Secord again, okay, formerly of the Air Commando Association. And General Secord did write the foreword to Project 9, one of the books about the Air Commandos. So he used to be the guy in charge of that operation. So
folks, we're gonna stay here till 7:30. Here's what's gonna happen. There's a table right back here. We're gonna move that away from the wall, and Denny and Pat and Bill are gonna sit back behind there, and you'll have a chance to chat with them, etc., which will be really fun. And Lieutenant Colonel Cole has volunteered, as he has done before. In the far back room there, you'll see a really cool Eglin Federal Credit Union banner. In the far back room, there is a really cool banner. And we're gonna have Lieutenant Colonel sitting back there, and you can get your photo taken with him, which is the coolest thing ever. He will be unable to sign anything today, but the books are pre-signed. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna move that table around, and Denny and the two, Bill and Pat are gonna sit back there and make a little meal and a drink, etc. You can go up and chat with them. And the book sales are gonna be in that back room, and we'll have a picture taken with Lieutenant Colonel Dick Cole. So we're honored that you're here, folks. Thanks for saving the Gulfview. Thanks for recognizing our Air Commandos. Let's have a good night. Thank you very much. All right, everyone. Hey, thanks for watching. That was fun. We interviewed Wes Fell. We got a preview of the Gulfview. A great time. And I want to always thank RJ Murdoch from EmeraldCoastTV.com for showcasing it here today, and for our friends at Cox Channel 6 for allowing you out in the audience to watch it. We will see you again on the next edition of the Fort Walton Beach Business Forum.